Cooperatively Solving Global Problems. One Community Weekly Progress Update, number 690.
One Community is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are creating open source and free shared blueprints and resources, tools and tutorials, and do-it-yourself instructions for highest good living. Creating solution models that create additional solution creating models in the service of all life on this planet. This includes highest good approaches to food, energy, housing, education, for-profit and non-profit business creation, society, and earth stewardship.
Welcome back, fabulous people. My name is Jay, and this is our June 8th, 2026 edition of the Weekly Progress Update. I will be your tour guide for the discussion of the day, which today is cooperatively solving global problems. So strap in. I will do my best to talk slowly and to communicate clearly, because I try and keep these at 10 minutes. And cooperatively solving global problems. If we don't cooperatively, how could we possibly solve global problems without cooperatively doing it? So the big question is, how do we maximize engagement and cooperation? How do we do that? How do we get as many people involved as possible? Not just as many people. How do we get enough people involved so that we reach the tipping point, so that we reach the critical mass necessary to move humanity to a sustainable civilization? So we can say objectively that we are a sustainable civilization. Because right now, it is an existential threat. Climate change, not living sustainably, the fact that we spray 3 common poisons on our food, pesticides, herbicides, and fungicides, the fact that we are living in homes that are filled with toxic and carcinogenic materials, the fact that we are breathing in plastic particles at this point, that we're poisoning our air, poisoning our water, already said poisoning our food, all of these different things, these are global problems that need a cooperative solution. If they need a cooperative solution, though, why haven't we already done that? Why haven't we already come together and solved this? Well, the answer to that is because we haven't made it easy enough, affordable enough, or attractive enough. It's the answer to why anything becomes viral and why anything that isn't viral isn't yet, is because it's not easy enough, it's not affordable enough, and most importantly, it's not attractive enough. Because if it's attractive enough, people will find a way. But if we can make it easy enough and affordable enough on top of that, as part of the attraction equation, and put the physical foundations together with the emotional foundations of sustainability to provide a way of living that most people consider to be significantly better than the way they're living right now as the attractiveness component, that is how we cooperatively solve global problems. And the foundation of that is these physical foundations of sustainability, these emotional foundations of sustainability, which is everything that you see happening in the background of this video. This is what One Community is open sourcing and free sharing. We're open sourcing and free sharing the food, energy, and housing foundations of sustainability as the physical foundations, but we're also open sourcing and free sharing tools, tutorials, resources, do-it-yourself instructions, step-by-step, easy to follow plans for the emotional foundations of sustainability, which we like to call highest good approaches to fulfilled living, education, economics, and stewardship. We're doing all this and putting all these things together because when we talk about solving global problems, these things are not just interrelated, they're interdependent. We see them as interdependent. They are objectively interdependent. How can you possibly live a fulfilled life and really thrive without the physical foundations of sustainability if you're struggling to survive? And if you're struggling, if you've achieved these things, these foundations, food, energy, and housing, or if you're struggling to survive and you don't have these things, that's not even a consideration. But if you've achieved these things, but you don't have those things, then how are you living a fulfilled life? How are you living your passions, your dreams, and really, squeezing the juice out of life? And so One Community is putting these things together to create teacher demonstration communities, villages, cities, and hubs. Like One Community is designed to be built with the combination of all these things to demonstrate that the radical sustainability components of, or applying radical sustainability to food, energy, and housing can hugely reduce the cost of living, provide more free time and time to do with that, massively improve your health, and provide the living environment capable of fully supporting the emotional foundations of sustainability by bringing together community, by bringing together people with shared values and interests to create all of these things that are also interested in these things. We can create a living environment that will provide a uniquely meaningful living experience that most people have to see to experience to really, really appreciate. And that's why we're creating it. Like, to make it easy enough and affordable enough is only one thing. It's already easy enough and affordable enough. Like, if you look at earthbag construction, let me rephrase that. It's already affordable enough. If you look at something like earthbag construction or a lot of the sustainable building methods, they are very, very affordable, but they're not easy. Like, people don't know, how do they work? How do you work with the county? How do you build something where you can't just call a contractor and say, how do I build this? How do you get it through, a county process that's never seen something like that? One community is here to answer those questions. And then once you build these physical foundations, like, how do you implement, this education program that we've created, for instance, that takes the best of Montessori, Waldorf, Orff, Reggio, 8 Intelligences, Study Tech, Wisdom Education, Imagine Wisdom Education, and a couple others, and puts them all together. Like, how do you implement that? Well, you need a community to do that. It's very difficult to do as just one person. You would need a group of people to do that. And you need the same thing for food. Like, just look at Highest Good Food. If you're really going to grow a diversity of food that is equal to or better than what you can get in the grocery store, and includes a lot of things that you can't buy in the grocery store because they don't have sufficient shelf life to be sold in a grocery store, well, that means you need a team of people to process those foods when the harvest comes in and be able to preserve them so you can eat them then for months after that. Well, that's not something that just one person can do effectively. But the beauty of it is if you had 10 people working on that, 10 people working on that can provide enough for 100 people to benefit and enjoy. And same thing with housing. You can bring together 10 or 15 people to build a home that is built without carcinogenic, toxic materials, that's going to last longer, it's going to look more beautiful and artistic, and it's healthier to live in. And that's something that will last for hundreds of years in the case of an earthbag structure, as an example. And, you put the time and energy into it with a community, and you have something now that will last for the lifetime of everybody that's living there and for generations to come. Same thing for establishing the food infrastructure, same thing for establishing the energy infrastructure, and same thing for establishing the education program, the economic models, and then stewardship is how to keep all that going. So cooperatively solving global problems starts with cooperatively building one community, from our perspective, and open sourcing and free sharing it so that anybody who's interested can bring together their own people with shared values and interests to implement this in the way that works best for you and the ideas that you like most, the aspects that you like, because it's all open source and free shared. You can leave the parts that you don't want, take the parts that you do want, hopefully evolve and improve on the parts that you like the most and that you'd like to change, and hopefully open source and free share your alternative versions, your adaptations, your different versions, hopefully your evolutions of it all, so other people have different versions. And this is what one community is doing. Our idea is to work in cooperation, collaboration, to create a global cooperative of teacher demonstration communities, villages, cities, and hubs, working together around the world to create even more open source tools and resources and do-it-yourself instructions, creating this global cooperative and collaborative of organizations working together to teach other people how to create teacher demonstration hubs as well. And that's what the teacher demonstrations hubs are designed to do. That's what One Community is all about. Teach other people how to build teacher demonstration hubs also. So the old adage says, you don't give a person a fish, you teach a person to fish. Well, we want to teach fishers how to teach fishing. The next level up from that. Don't just teach a person to fish, teach a person how to teach fishing. And then you can create an army of people teaching fishing, and we can shift the paradigm to one that is sustainable. This is cooperatively solving global problems for the highest good of all people in life on this planet. And the time has come. The time has come. And so One Community has been working diligently for over a decade. Over 2,000 volunteers have contributed. We're an all-volunteer, nonprofit organization, non-governmental organization. I'm a volunteer, creating this because we want to live this way, creating this because we want anybody who's interested in living this way to be able to do so we can build this cooperative of solving global problems with more and more people. And so if you'd like to get involved in this cooperative, and be a part of it, visit our helping page. There's lots of different ways to help out. Visit our helping page. You can see all the different ways to help us out. Of course, donations are appreciated. So, we're a 100% volunteer organization, and it still costs a lot to keep our website going, to keep the software that we're developing that manages, a global volunteer team, as well as designed for managing the complete construction process. We've got a component of that for the whole social architecture and recreation. We have a component of that for education. Right now, we're developing out the governance and decision-making aspect of that project, of that software as well. All that is open source and free shared also. If you would like to subscribe to our newsletter, if you geek out on this stuff like we do and you'd like a weekly dose of positivity in your inbox, subscribe through our website and you will get one email a week, which includes this video, but also includes our link to our blog, our written blog, that has all of the different content and all the different, that shares exactly what our all-volunteer team has accomplished within the last week. And of course, if you'd like to visit our website, that has all the open source content, all the free shared tools, tutorials, resources, the results of hundreds of thousands of hours of research that we've done. It's all there for everybody to access. So this is it. There's ways for everybody to participate. Watch the end if you'd like to help us out in the easiest way possible. Of course, share our information, help us share our information, get the information out there. Join us on social media is another way to help us out. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. But watch to the end if you want to help out our algorithm. And more importantly, if you'd like to see bullet points on all the key aspects of what is it we're doing, how we're cooperatively solving global problems with each one of these different components. And thanks for watching the end. Till next week, we will, of course, keep on keeping on. Thank you.
The one community approach to highest good housing is eco-artistic home building that is affordable, sustainable, do-it-yourself duplicable, resource and space efficient, and consists of 7 different sustainably constructed village models. One Community is also creating an open-source duplicable city center. It is designed to be LEED Platinum certified, provide 12 guest rooms, dining for over 150 people, and laundry and recreation space for over 300 people, all while saving money, time, space, and resources. One Community's approach to highest good food is duplicable almost anywhere, scalable for different needs, more biodiverse and nutritious, part of forwarding a global open-source botanical garden collaborative, and includes 9 different free, shared, and duplicable growing environments. One Community's approach to highest good education is designed for all age groups, adaptable to any schooling environment, inspiring and fun for all participants, includes national standards, all subjects, lesson plans, teaching strategies, learning strategies and tools, classroom design, and more. The One Community approach to highest good society is globally focused, individually enriching, cooperative and collaborative, includes a highest good network and application, 4 different economic models, and combines fulfilled living and true earth stewardship for the benefit of all people and all life on this planet.